Hey everybody, this is Laura with McLeod Homestead. Today's video is going to be a little bit different on what we're going to make. A couple months ago I got my half a cow, and when I get that I get the tongue as well, and I have to laugh. So many of my friends I ask about and they're like, ew, no way will I try that. Really? I work in a men's field. So many of them say, ew, not happening. Cannot believe that I have not found one person that I know that will eat cow tongue. What is wrong with this picture? I honestly do not know why so many people, when they hear cow tongue, stick their noses up at it. It is actually pretty common for people to eat, especially in certain cultures. And when it's cooked properly, it does not taste like an organ meat, because cow tongue is an organ, but it doesn't have the taste like liver does. It is a big muscle. So when it is cooked properly, it's actually no different really than eating a piece of steak. And many people actually will sliver it and they will use it in tacos. So you might want to think of that next time you go and buy a taco somewhere that's beef. What is it really? Because a cow tongue is beef. So, as I'm sure you guessed, I not only was given one cow tongue from the cow that I got, but I got two tongues because the guy I get it for knows that I take them and that I use them. So since he had taken two cows to the butcher, he had given me both of their tongues. And that is what today we are going to make. We are going to make cow tongue. Other than it being really time consuming, there really is not a whole lot into the way I am going to cook it today. Now, another way is out in the smoker, wrapped in bacon, which is really good as well. But it is really cold outside, and we're getting more snow, and this girl is going to be inside doing chores, catching up, because this is my only day that I actually have off. So while this is cooking, I will be doing other stuff. On this one, I've already washed this one off. As you can see, this is really rough. Really is. And it just, it's a tongue. Of course it's rough. As it's just a matter, we just cut it open. And really, these tongues are not actually that big, in all actuality. But all we are going to do, just use cold water and get it all rinsed off really good. I would have to say this one is about between 1 and 2 pounds. This one is a little bit bigger, but I'd still say it's only between 1 and 2 pounds. These are actually really small cow tongues. This next step is not complicated. We are just putting the tongues in a pot We want to cover it with enough water. Probably put it up to here. Bring to a boil. So at this point, all we do is put the lid on. Probably take about 20 minutes to a half hour to get it to boiling. All right, we are boiling. I really don't see a lot of scum. If there's any scum, you would want to take and clean it off. A little bit on the edges is all. So that's actually pretty good. Now, I don't have peppercorns. I don't like peppercorns. So I am just going to use some pepper. Throw in three bay leaves. And some ground allspice since I don't have any whole. And then the next thing we're going to do is put the lid on, and we're going to let this simmer for about 3 hours since these are about 2 pounds. All right, that's all there is to cooking this cow tongue right now. Not a whole lot of spices. Because it's about a 2-pound tongue, like I said, I'm going to let it boil for about 3 hours. And then we will check it then. And that's really all that's to it. I don't know why people are so afraid of just eating a little cow tongue. But here we go, guys. One thing you do want to do is every hour is flip this over. As you can see, the skin of the tongue is starting to separate from the meat. I have just a little over an hour left to go. One way you can also test your meat is if you poke it with a fork. And if it goes in easy and is tender, then it's done. This isn't quite done yet. It's getting tender, but not quite there yet. So we'll cover it up, and we've got, like I said, another hour to go. So it's been 3 hours. Now I want to show you. Let me try and get it to hold up. This pierces nice and easy and tender. I'm going to take these out and I'm going to let them sit for a few minutes so they can cool. But again, look how easy that went in. Take a good look, everybody. Cow tongue. So while the cow tongue is resting and cooling off, we're going to start on the gravy that we're going to make. So I got to melt some butter. Now that the butter is melted, we're going to cook up the onions. This will take probably about 10 minutes to make them nice and golden brown. Alright, I want to show you. This is what they look like. They actually came out pretty good. And in actuality, it looks like on this one, the skin of the tongue is just peeling right off, which is what you want. It's not fighting, It's nice and easy. So there really isn't much cleaning up on this one. Might be some on the back side we gotta clean up a little bit. But yes, we have good separation, which is what we want. So I think I'm a little safer using my paring knife right now. But don't forget to clean up the underside. And I'm just gonna keep cleaning this, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. Now that the onions are nice and cooked, I'm adding the mushrooms, and we're gonna cook them down for about 7-8 minutes. As you can see, I've got one all done. Now we're going to work on peeling this one. Again, the skin comes right off. Real easy, which is what we want. We know it's done when that happens. Look how easy and quick that was. Now we'll just take our knife and we'll just scrape off that top layer. See how nice and easy that is? And then this will be ready to eat. There we go, guys. 2 cow tongues, all cooked and ready to be sliced. So let's give it a slice. Beautiful. It's cooked all the way through. Guys, this looks beautiful. And now we are going to finish making the gravy and get the rest of dinner put together. And then we are going to taste it together. But now that we have the mushrooms and the onions all cooked, we are going to add 2 cups of beef broth. We're going to bring it to a boil and let it simmer down. They say it takes about a half hour to let it simmer to thicken up on its own, but we'll see. So this has been cooking. I just added a tablespoon of cornstarch with I don't know, maybe a tablespoon or 2 of water made of roux and put it in. You can add salt, pepper, whatever spices you want, but I think with the beef broth there is plenty of salt flavor in there. And I'm just going to thicken up the gravy and then we're plating dinner up. Alright everybody, dinner is served. Got some cooked carrots, mashed potatoes and gravy, and cow tongue. Let's have some. That tastes really good. The gravy tastes awesome. The meat melt in your mouth. So this is where I am going to end the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks, everybody. Toodles. And don't be afraid of a little cow tongue. It is really delicious. Does not taste full of iron. Does not have that organ taste. Melts in your mouth. Does not have a bad texture at all. It is really good.